like I mentioned, this sequence is prop happy. In this first supportive back bend, I'm using 2 bolsters and 3 blankets. Now, this setup is a bit excessive, so if you don't have all this stuff, you can still do this, simply keeping the knees bent. So on top of my bolster, I have this blanket rolled, okay? I have this blanket, which is going under my heart, just simply folded in half. And then I have this blanket, which is going to be tucked under my neck, open. This posture has different names depending on where you're doing yoga. Sometimes it's sort of a variation of river stone, but you can call it whatever you want. All right, I'm going to lie myself down. I'm trying to find the placement of this blanket right underneath my heart, my shoulder blade. So it's a little low. I need it just a little bit higher. You'll know when you get it. And then this blanket, okay, before I do that one, I just kind of make sure that my back feels supported. What's nice about this massive number of props is I get this nice suspended feeling. My legs feel light. My low back feels cradled as my heart opens. Okay. I'm going to then tuck this underneath my head, so I'm not rolling it. I'm simply kind of pushing it and pinching it so it becomes this little cocoon. So this is awesome. Patricia Sullivan showed me this trick. Okay. Okay. Now right away, I can feel the stress of this opening. And so generally what I do in the yoga practice when I start to feel something stressful is I increase my breath to meet it. So what I start to do is I direct my inhale wide into these side ribs. And then I let those ribs soften as I exhale. Bit of an ujjayi, inhaling wide. Exhaling, softening. Now I continue that, deepening, intentionally, deliberately increasing my breath. What that seems to do for me is the intensity of the ujjayi, because the ujjayi is a very forceful breath. It meets the intensity of that little bit of panic, and then the two start to dance together. Now I'm using my hands to help explain, but if you're in this posture at home, you can let your arms be relaxed and by your sides. Let it stay soft in the face and the mouth. Then eventually, and you can't rush this, it's happening a little bit more easily today than sometimes it does. But eventually the breath and the intensity, as they begin to dance together, the breath can soften a bit, and the intensity will also follow. And so instead of putting so much emphasis on increasing the breath and meeting the intensity head on, I can start to focus more awareness on softening the breath, smoothing the breath out, and allowing it to lengthen. Now I'm recording this with what's called a network camera. And what the network camera does is when it perceives that there's no movement, when the scene appears still, it freezes. So at some point during this exercise, it will appear like the video is broken, as the still will stay the same. It's not. I'm just not doing very much. So just check in and notice how you're feeling. Notice that it's soft in the back still, that your legs feel like they're in the right place. And this is a very, very subtle opening for most people. For me, it's immense, particularly on my left side, around, behind my heart, and in front of my heart. And I'm doing my best to let the breath stay deep but relaxed. Letting it stay easy in the face. Although I notice that's hard, the face tends to get a little tingly. And then once that heart opener starts to feel more natural, once the body and the breath seem to be acclimated to that gentle suggestion of stress, then I start to turn my awareness a little bit more to the support that's underneath me. And my play is to start to see if I can allow the back of the body, particularly my left shoulder blade and the muscles of that left shoulder blade, to get heavy towards that blanket. As I do that, I start to notice sort of a hollow feeling in the region of the diaphragm and underneath the left ribs, like a chasm. Continue to work here until it's really become comfortable, meaning that you can really actually drop and soften. When you're ready to get out, you'll curl up, you'll roll to your right side, and we'll meet in the next clip. See you there.